Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Interesting question from a viewer regarding the Sony A7 Mark III. So it's not out yet, but current rumors are suggesting we should see it in November. That's what the word on the web is, that sometime around November. And that sounds good because Sony seems to, if I recall correctly, like to announce things before Christmas. And it gets you into, depending on how soon they can get it released, it gets you into Christmas sales and making their Christmas numbers, their year-end numbers. So I could see that definitely being the case. Our question here is from, let's see, it's Paulo Rosario. I hope I'm saying that right. Question, if you were to choose, which will you choose, the new Canon 60 Mark II or the upcoming Sony A7 III? And then he adds in a second comment, I will be using it for photography. Thanks. So this is an interesting question, mostly because the A7 III, we don't know what it's going to be yet, but we have a pretty good idea. The sub-comment you made that it's for photography, what your needs are, that changes a little bit of what my answer would be. Is if it's solely for photography, I think the 60 Mark II is a very strong camera as is, and I actually prefer Canon lens lineups, the Canon lens lineup, to Sony's. So if I was only shooting it for photography, and that was my only consideration, I would probably get the 60 Mark II. Now, I shoot a lot of video, so it's very hard for me to kind of forget about that. And a lot of people do some video or, equal parts video or even more video. In that situation, the A7 III is probably going to be at least 24 megapixels, the existing. It will be. It may be more. It's going to do 4K, and it's going to have a lot of the new tech and refinements that we've seen coming down the pipe in other Sony cameras. So it's going to be a really, really good offering. You can use a lot of your Canon lenses via adapter, and there are some good Sony lenses. So if you're at all interested in video, I would suggest the Sony A7 III would be the better camera by a long shot. The big negative on the 60 Mark II was the lack of 4K. So purely photography, never going to shoot video, maybe the 60 Mark II is okay for you. I think I might suggest that. However, we also had, in a recent video, we discussed a viewer's concerns about the resale value tanking down the road when you're comparing all of these full-frame cameras, and that 60 Mark II from Canon basically being the only one of out of all the competitors that doesn't have 4K. So you got to factor that in too. Your resale is gonna suck probably on the 62 because of that. Once all these other cameras are out and you're looking at them all and going, well, that doesn't have that. And even if it wasn't important to you, when you go to resell the camera, there's a good chance it's going to impact your resale value. So it's a good question. I wouldn't be against buying it if you're sure that's all you're ever going to shoot is photography. I think it's a very strong offering as a photography camera. I think it was a big mistake of Canon not to put 4K in, even if you're not somebody that likes video. The Sony A7 III, again, we don't know for sure, but it will be probably a good chance it might be more resolution. And it's certainly going to have a lot more tech, and it's going to have 4K, and possibly even more than 4K, because companies are moving towards 6 and 8. So, that's my thoughts on it. What do you guys think? What do you think about trying to choose between these two? Should he go ahead and get the 62 Mark II now? Bear in mind, he did say he's only shooting photography. Or does the other factors that I've mentioned factor in too much for you, and you would tend to lean towards waiting and seeing and wait for this A7 III? Let me know what you guys think. A7 III is an interesting camera on the horizon. I always love, the gearhead in me loves seeing and thinking about what we're getting next. But on the other hand, don't lose sight of the fact that you're losing time not shooting right now. Looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. Leave it in the comments below. Thank you for your question, Paulo, and stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.